Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Anila Rahim, Assistant Professor, Dow Institute of Radiology. Today, the topic of our class is congenital malformation of bone. The main congenital anomalies are musculoskeletal dysplasias. Now, what is the meaning of musculoskeletal dysplasia? The skeletal dysplasia is a heterogeneous group of congenital anomalies characterized by the abnormalities in the development of bone and the cartilaginous tissue. मीन्स के प्रॉब्लम कहाँ शुरू हुआ है? प्रॉब्लम जहाँ शुरू हुआ है कि जहाँ डेवलपमेंट ही नहीं हो रही बोन्स की और कार्टिलेजिनस टिश्यूज की. The classification of skeletal malformations, we can divide the skeletal malformations into idiopathic, means जिसका हमें कोई cause नहीं मालूम, achondroplasia and metaphyseal dysostosis. Abnormal maturation of chondroblast means there is some pathology in the development of chondroblast. In this we have mucopolysaccharidosis, osteochondromatosis and enchondromatosis. If there is disturbance in the osteoid production, means कि osteoid bone जो है वो बन ही नहीं रहा, ठीक है, तो उसमें जो है abnormal epiphyseal ossification, we have spondyloepiphyseal dysplasia, we have multiple epiphyseal dysplasia, and we have stippled epiphysis. If there is an abnormal metaphyseal or periosteal ossification, there is a problem in the metaphyseal region and periosteal ossification. We have the diseases like osteogenesis imperfecta if there is osteoid deficiency in osteoid production. And if there is an excessive osteoid production, we have osteopetrosis, metaphyseal dysplasia, meloriostosis, osteopoikilosis. And evaluation of a patient with skeletal dysplasia. How would you evaluate a patient with skeletal dysplasia? अगर आपके पास एक patient आया है और आप उसको evaluate करना चाह रहे हैं कि is there any the most important is the prenatal diagnosis. यानी अगर पेशेंट जो है प्रेगनेंसी जो है मदर जो है वो अल्ट्रासाउंड करवाने आती हैं, ठीक है, और फीटस के अल्ट्रासाउंड में अगर हम ये फाइंडिंग्स देख लेते हैं, ठीक है, तो हमारी प्रीनेटल डायग्नोसिस बन जाती है फॉर पेशेंट ऑफ अ फीटस की ये स्केलेटल डिस्प्लेसिया का पेशेंट है, ठीक है. प्रीनेटल अल्ट्रासाउंड में हमें क्या हो सकता है? व्हाट वी कैन सी lethal dysplasias. We can diagnose these skeletal dysplasias on the basis of the femoral length, head circumference, body ratios. These are the normal measurements: femur length, head diameter, abdominal circumference. These are the normal measurements we would take for normal growth of the fetus. If there is any abnormality or the shortening of femur length or head circumference, we consider it in the group of lethal dysplasias. Genetic analysis, chorionic villus biopsy, and amniocentesis to diagnose the lethal dysplasias early. Now the patient comes to you at the level of postnatal diagnosis. The three clinical questions you should have in your mind: is the child is abnormally small or large? Is the stature is proportional or disproportional? Or is there any dysmorphic facial features? We go for skeletal survey. This is very important slide, and this should be known to all कि अगर आपके पास एक पेशेंट आया है जो 1 to 2 years है और उसमें जो है वो कोई भी लीथल डिस्प्लेजिया, मस्कुलोस्केलेटल डिस्प्लेजिया, यू आर थिंकिंग ऑफ एनी मस्कुलोस्केलेटल डिस्प्लेजिया, तो आपको एक स्केलेटल सर्वे करवाना है, ठीक है। द स्केलेटल सर्वे ऑफ द रेडियोग्राफ्स मस्ट इंक्लूड AP and the lateral film of the whole spine, AP films of the hand, lateral skull radiograph, chest radiograph, AP long bones and pelvis. These are the X-rays which help you to differentiate all the dysplasias and help in the diagnosis of the dysplasias. We categorize the dysplasias according to the abnormalities. Like if the patients have short limb, this is the baby, and the limbs are short, then we have the differential diagnosis of achondroplasia, hypochondroplasia, achondrogenesis, and thanatophoric dysplasia. If we have a short trunk or limb, we will have a diagnosis of condyloepiphyseal dysplasia. If there is abnormality in the long bones, we divide the categories into three: rhizomelic, mesomelic, and acromelic. The rhizomelic is proximal limb shortening, the mesomelic is middle segment limb shortening, and acromelic is distal segment limb shortening. If the rhizomelic is when we have the proximal limb shortening, means in the case of upper limb we have humerus shortening, in the case of lower limb we have femur shortening. This is rhizomelia. What is mesomelia? Mesomelia is the middle segment shortening. So in the case of upper limb we have tibial shortening, this is mesomelia, and in the case of lower limb we have tibial fibula shortening, and in acromelia we have distal segment shortening, means the hands and the foot. The thorax abnormalities can be measured by the chest circumference. The chest circumference and the cardiothoracic ratio should be measured at the level of 5th intercostal space. The shape and the integrity of the thorax should be noted, and the abnormal rib size and configuration are also seen in patients with lethal skeletal dysplasias. Means कि जब हम एक एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि जो है पेशेंट बेबी को जो है स्केलेटल डिस्प्लेसिया है, तो हम उसका चेस्ट सर्कमफ्रेंस एंड कार्डियोथोरेसिक रेशियो देखेंगे. कार्डियोथोरेसिक रेशियो हम चेस्ट एक्सरे पे देखेंगे, चेस्ट सर्कमफ्रेंस हम मेजर करेंगे, शेप एंड द इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ द थोरेक्स देखेंगे, और रिब का साइज एंड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन देखेंगे. स्टूडेंट्स कैन टेल मी कि चैट बॉक्स में लिख के बता सकते हैं प्लीज़ कि आप लोगों को रिपीटेशन की तो ज़रूरत नहीं है, आप लोग यहाँ तक क्लियर हैं सारी चीज़ों से.
हाँ मैम, स्क्रीन शेयर अब तक हुई नहीं है और आवाज़ बार बार कटती है.
स्क्रीन शेयर कर दी है मैंने.
मैम अभी तक हुई नहीं है, आप इसको कट करके दोबारा से शेयर करके देखें मैम.
अब हो गई. आ रही है स्क्रीन नजर आप लोगों को?
नहीं मैम, नहीं मैम, अब तक स्क्रीन नहीं आई है. ओके मैम, शायद नेट का मसला होगा यहाँ पे. स्टूडेंट्स के पास आ रही है स्क्रीन शेयरिंग. आप स्टार्ट करें मैम.
ओके. स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज आप मुझे चैट बॉक्स में कमेंट्स करें कि जो है आप लोगों को यहाँ तक चीजें क्लियर है, हम आगे चलें. Okay. Skeletal survey, we are starting from skeletal survey. The skeletal survey is very important step, and these are all the films which are very necessary to for diagnosis of skeletal dysplasias. In newborn and infants, the films which are very necessary for diagnosis of skeletal dysplasias is AP and the lateral films of the whole spine, AP films of the hands, the lateral skull radiograph, the chest radiograph, and the AP long bones and pelvis. If the patient or a baby comes to you with the short limbs, we have the differentials of achondroplasia, hypochondroplasia, achondrogenesis, and thanatophoric dysplasia. And if we have short trunk and limb, we have the diagnosis of spondyloepiphyseal dysplasia. If the abnormalities are in the long bones, we divide the pathologies into three: rhizomelic, mesomelic, and acromelic. If the problem is in the proximal part of the limb, this is rhizomelic. If the problem is in the middle part, it is mesomelic. And if the problem is in the distal part, this is acromelic. We will see the thorax, chest circumference by measuring at the level of fifth intercostal space, and we see the cardiothoracic ratio on the chest radiograph. The shape and the integrity of the thorax is very important. The abnormal rib size and configuration are also important in patients with skeletal dysplasias. If the thorax diameter is small and the rib cage is abnormal, the lungs become hypoplastic, and the patient or a baby suffer from pulmonary hypoplasia and then death. The clavicles and the scapula. In the hands and the feet, we must have to evaluate the presence of polydactyly or syndactyly. Polydactyly means increase in the number of fingers. We divided it into two groups: preaxial and postaxial. The preaxial, if the abnormal finger or the accessory fingers is on the radial side, means, see, this is the picture. Okay, if the extra finger or the accessory finger is, or the abnormal finger is on the radial side, we will say it is preaxial. And if the pathology is on the ulnar side, we will say it as a postaxial. This is the example of postaxial. This is the thumb, this is the radial side. The pathologies, the extra finger is on the ulnar side. So this is postaxial polydactyly. And then what is the syndactyly? The soft tissues or the bone fusion of adjacent digits. And clinodactyly is the deviation of a finger or the incurving of a finger, usually the little finger. This is syndactyly, means the fusion of the two fingers, either the bone or the soft tissues. यानी दो bones जो है वो आपस में fused हो जाएं, ठीक है? Either the bones हो जाएं, either the soft tissues हो जाएं. This is the syndactyly. There is a fusion of this is the extra finger as well as there is syndactyly, means ये फिंगर एक्स्ट्रा भी है और वो आपस में फिर फ्यूज भी हो गई हैं. Clinodactyly is the incurving of a finger. This is clinodactyly. There is abnormal configuration or the incurving of a little finger. The shape of the skull is very important. The head circumference and the biparietal diameter should be measured to exclude macrocephaly. In the case of a fetus, when we do ultrasound fetus, we will measure the head circumference and biparietal diameter to exclude macrocephaly. The shape, the mineralization and degree of ossification is very important. We measure the interorbital distance. If the distance between the two orbits is increased, we say it as hypertelorism. And if the distance between the two orbits is reduced, we say it is hypotelorism. Then we have the abnormalities in the sutures of the skull. See, this is the normal skull. This is the sagittal suture. This is the coronal suture. And this is the normal shape of the skull. If there is abnormality, participants please मुझे बता दें पे चीजें क्लियर है अब तक, कोई चीज एनी क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम योर साइड, या हम आखिर में क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस कर लेंगे?
मैम क्वेश्चन चैट में है।
ओके, हम एक दफा पहले अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं ताकि
ओके मैम,
फिर हम क्वेश्चंस देख लेते हैं, ठीक है?
ठीक है मैम। ओके मैम।
This is the normal skull. If we have abnormalities in the abnormal premature fusion of the sutures, then we have an abnormal shapes of the skull. Means if there is abnormality in the sagittal suture, if there is premature fusion of the sagittal suture, यानी sagittal suture अपने टाइम से पहले बंद हो गया, तो क्या होगा? skull shape becomes kyphocephalic, क्योंकि sagittal suture मिड लाइन में है, ठीक है? अगर वो आपका पहले बंद हो गया तो skull का शेप क्या हो जाएगा? elongated. And if this is the coronal suture and lambdoid suture, if there जो है वो premature fusion हो जाए coronal suture की, तो we have the abnormal skull shape that is brachycephalic, means कि skull जो है वो broad हो गया, ठीक है? Craniosynostosis is premature fusion of all the sutures of the skull. अगर हमारे sutures prematurely जल्दी close हो जाएं, तो हम उस disease को कहेंगे craniosynostosis. And the conditions which are associated with craniosynostosis are thanatophoric dysplasia, Carpenter syndrome, hypophosphatasia, Clausen's and Apert syndrome. Another pathology is Wormian bones. These are the small bones in the intersutural spaces. We find Wormian bones in cleidocranial dysplasia, osteogenesis imperfecta, in hypothyroidism and progeria. Coming to the spine should be carefully imaged to assess the relative total length and the presence of the curvature to exclude scoliosis. And the mineralization of the vertebral bodies is also very important. In the case of spine, we have to see the alignments of the vertebral bodies, we have to rule the kyphosis, we have to rule out the scoliosis, and we must see the mineralization of the vertebral bodies. The vertebral height should be subjectively evaluated for platyspondyly, flattened vertebral body shape with reduced distance between the end plates, which is typically seen in thanatophoric dysplasia. What is platyspondyly? The vertical height of the vertebral body is reduced, and this is called the platyspondyly. This is platyspondyly. The shape of the pelvis is also very important. We will see the pelvic inlet shape, the pelvic outlet shape, the femoral heads, the iliac blades, the sacroiliac notches, and the foramens. The final diagnosis would be made on prenatal and postnatal onset. The skeletal features which we have read now: short limb, short trunk, acromelia, mesomelia, rhizomelia. Extraskeletal features associated like dentition abnormalities, facial anomalies. Family history is very important. Few dysplasias are hereditary. Radiographic characteristics and genetic. Now going to a few common dysplasias. One of them is osteogenesis imperfecta. It is an autosomal dominant condition in which there is problem in the mineralization of the osteoid. Means कि ऑस्टियोइड जो है वो बनता ही नहीं है। ऑस्टियोजेनेसिस इम्परफेक्टा में होता क्या है कि मैट्रिक्स जो है, बोन का मैट्रिक्स ऑस्टियोइड जो है वो बनता ही नहीं है। इन दी ऑस्टियोइड डेवलपमेंट we have four categories in this, four features in this. This is osteoporosis with abnormal bone fragility. We have blue sclera. Dentinogenesis imperfecta means abnormal dentition, and we can have hearing impairment also. The radiographic features are head, neck and spine. There is basilar invagination. Basilar invagination क्यों होगी? क्योंकि बोन सॉफ्टनिंग हो रही है, ठीक है, ऑस्टियोइड नहीं बन रहा, बोन सॉफ्टनिंग हो रही है, तो सारे फीचर्स हमें बोन सॉफ्टनिंग के मिलेंगे। इन्वेजिनेशन हो सकती है, वॉर्मियन बोन्स हमें मिल सकती है, काइफोस्कोलियोसिस हो सकता है, स्पाइन में कर्वेचर एब्नॉर्मलिटीज होंगी, वर्टिब्रल कंप्रेशन फ्रैक्चर्स होंगे, वर्टिकल हाइट हमारी कम होगी, वर्टिब्रे की बोन डेंसिटी कम होगी, तो पेशेंट्स जो है वो प्रोन होंगे कि उनको बार बार फ्रैक्चर्स हो सकते हैं, रिकरेंट फ्रैक्चर्स होंगे इनको। Shape of the vertebrae become codfish vertebrae and platyspondyli. In the chest, we can have pectus excavatum or carinatum. In the pelvis, we can have acetabular protruso, coxa vara, and in general, we have severe osteoporosis. This is pectus carinatum, means outward protrusion of the sternum, and the opposite is pectus excavatum, in which there is depression of the sternum. In the case of osteogenesis imperfecta, the bones are very osteoporotic and they are very brittle and they are very prone to fractures. So when we see the radiograph, the bone density are reduced. There are multiple fractures of different ages. Means जैसे bones जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा brittle है, तो different ages पे आपको fractures मिलेंगे. Some are now healing stage. They have callus associated with callus, and some are new fractures. This is protrusio acetabuli. Means the head of the femur is protruding into the pelvic cavity due to softening of the bone. Ilium, acetabulum, ilium का जो bone है वो इतना प्रोटेक है कि जब बच्चा जो है वो स्टार्ट होता है, जब femoral head का प्रेशर जो है वो इनवर्ड आता है, तो head becomes protruded into the pelvic cavity. This is protrusio acetabuli. The bones are so brittle and so weak, osteoporosis, that there are multiple rib fractures also identified. See, these are the multiple rib fractures. These are the multiple limbs fractures. Due to osteoporosis, we have compression fractures of the spine. The vertebral body height are reduced, and the shape of the vertebral body becomes biconcave. The superior end plate becomes concave. This is inferior end plate. This is concave. This is concave. So we get the shape of biconcavity or codfish vertebra. The another pathology is achondroplasia. In achondroplasia, we have the congenital genetic disorder of rhizomelic distribution. The clinical features of achondroplasia is that the intelligence is normal and motor functions are normal. But what is the pathology? The pathology is the arms and the legs are short and the forehead is very prominent. The skull is very large. Relatively large cranial vault with small skull base. आपको जो बेबी मिलेगा या जो पेशेंट होगा उसका स्कल वॉल्ट बहुत बड़ा होगा, लेकिन बाकी फीचर्स जो है स्कल बेस जो है वो नॉर्मल होंगे. प्रोमिनेंट फोरहेड विद द डिप्रेस्ड नेजल ब्रिज एंड नैरोड फोरामेन मैग्नम. इन द स्पाइन वी गेट द पोस्टीरियर वर्टिब्रल स्कैलोपिंग, progressive decrease in the interpedicular distance in the lumbar spine, gibbous deformity, bullet shaped vertebrae and short pedicles with canal stenosis. In the chest, there is narrowing of the ribs. The anteroposterior diameter is reduced. In the pelvis, there is horizontal acetabular groove and squared iliac veins. In the limbs, we have metaphyseal flaring. The femori and the humeri are particularly shortened. The metacarpal and the metatarsal bones, and in some cases, the proximal phalanges are also short. This is the radiograph. See the size of the skull vault is very large, but the skull base, the facial features are of normal size. The ilium are square shaped. The acetabula are shallow. These are flat, and there is metaphyseal flaring. The another disease is osteopetrosis. This is called the marble bone. Bones throughout the bone become increasingly dense and brittle. We get increased density of bones in osteopetrosis. The medullary cavity is obliterated and deficient in bone marrow. जो नॉर्मल बोन मैरो होता है वो कम हो जाता है और उसकी जगह एब्नॉर्मल ऑस्टियोइड बन जाता है. Bony encroachment on cranial foramina can produce optic atrophy and facial paralysis. जो भी जितने भी cranial foramina है वहाँ पे increase बोन बन जाती है, एब्नॉर्मल बोन की फॉर्मेशन हो जाती है, जिसकी वजह से जो नॉर्मल फोरामेन है हमारे, जहाँ से ऑप्टिक फोरामेन एंड रोटेंडम, स्पाइनोजम, जितने भी फोरामेन है उस पर एब्नॉर्मल बोन्स बन जाएंगी. जब एब्नॉर्मल बोन्स बन जाएंगी तो फोरामेन जो है वो नैरो हो जाएंगे. जब नैरो हो जाएंगे तो जब नर्व्स उसमें से पास आउट हो रही हैं वो सारी कंप्रेस्ड हो जाएंगी. जब कंप्रेस्ड हो जाएंगी तो हमें ऑप्टिक एट्रोफी मिल सकती है. वेस्टिबुलोकॉक्लियर नर्व कंप्रेस हो गई तो हमें डेफनेस मिल सकती है. फेशियल नर्व कंप्रेस हो गई तो फेशियल पैरालिसिस हो सकता है. In osteopetrosis we have different types, or infantile type and adult type. In infantile type it is autosomal recessive. It has a very poor prognosis. Usually patient dies by 2 years of age. हमें जो पेशेंट नजर आते हैं एडल्ट एज में वो इन्फेंटाइल नहीं होते. जो इन्फेंटाइल टाइप है इट्स वेरी लीथल. 2 years of age में इनकी डेथ हो जाती है. तो हमारे पास ये हम इनको लॉन्ग लाइफ में नहीं देखते. The another is adult osteopetrosis. This is autosomal dominant and it is the less severe form and it has a good prognosis. The shape of the head is very important in this. The shape of the head is box-like. We have associated hepatosplenomegaly, lymphadenopathy, optic atrophy, deafness and facial paralysis, as I have told you, anemia, pancytopenia, and they are prone to many infections. On the radiology, as I have already told you, that there is increased density of bones. हम इसको marble bones भी कहते हैं, ठीक है? Increased density of bones, widened shafts, decreased marrow space in long bones. जो normal marrow cavity है वो replaced हो गई by the abnormal osteoid bone. The base of the skull is thickened and there is narrowed cranial foramina, जिसकी वजह से cranial nerves compress हो गई और हमें symptoms मिले. This is the X-ray of the osteopetrosis. There is increased density of the bones. There is bowing deformities due to abnormal configuration of the bones. This is the end of our class. Any questions? Students can ask question in the chat box. Any questions? Sorry for the disturbances जो हमें हुई due to internet and all issues.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No questions.
No question, ma'am. अभी तक तो कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आया है.
ठीक है, हम कंक्लूड करते हैं क्लास को. थैंक यू वेरी मच.